Hi, my name is Jason Mason. I'm the owner of NextLevel Skateboards and NextLevel Footwear in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Are you from this area?
I am born and raised in Antigonish. I finished high school here, and after high school I moved out west to skateboard and snowboard.
Why did you choose to start a business here?
I chose to start NextLevel Skateboards and NextLevel Footwear in Antigonish because I wanted to raise the profile of Antigonish. We started by building a skate park first, and then I wanted to supply the people of our town with skateboard products because I didn't want them having to drive to another town or leave our town to go and do something that I knew that we could provide to our own citizens. I want to keep the money in Antigonish, and I want to keep the business in Antigonish, and I want to keep our people in Antigonish.
What got you into the skate industry?
I got my first skateboard on my 11th birthday. At school in the spring, every kid had a skateboard for some reason out of nowhere, and I just wanted one because everyone else had one. I have goosebumps just remembering my first skateboard. But I wanted to get a skateboard because everybody else had a skateboard at the time. When I got my skateboard, it changed my life. And I knew from when I was 11 years old that I'm in this for good. Like, this is it. I'm skate or die from now on. And it always felt, I still have goosebumps. It always felt good knowing my identity and knowing who I was in the world. I always knew that I was a skateboarder first and I was everything else after.
So when did you start your company?
NextLevel Skateboards sort of in parallel to working on the skateboard park. So we worked on the skateboard park for about 4 years altogether. 3 years we worked in the background, arranging the logistics and getting it all together. And then when it was approved, we had a year to raise the money. And in that year, that's when I was like, well, holy, this is getting real now. And I want to keep our people here. The same reason why I built the park here is because I wanted to keep our people here. I didn't want us having to drive to another town to use a skate park. Because if they could do it, why can't we? And so I started NextLevel Skateboards. We opened as an online store a week before the skate park opened. So we opened in 2019 as an online store. Then after a year, business was good enough that I was able to open a retail store here on James Street in Antigonish, and we've been at this location now for 2 years this month, actually.
What is your role in this company?
My role in NextLevel Skateboards and NextLevel Footwear is everything. I wear every hat. I design the products, I produce the products, I work with factories overseas and domestically. I do the accounting, I do all the marketing, I do all the video, I do the photos, I do the product testing. Yeah, I mean, I'm even in the store every day. I print the boards. So yeah, I mean, I literally do every part of the business day in and day out, and I love it.
Is there a meaning behind your logo?
There is a meaning behind the logo. So the 3 circles represents 3 different stages of skateboard development. So one circle might be that, you're just learning to ollie. And when you get that ollie, you feel really good. You're like, wow, I feel amazing. And then another circle means when maybe you learn how to ollie downstairs. So you've changed your development level. And then that has its own feeling to it. And then the other circle represents further development, where maybe you're doing like a kickflip board slide down a rail. And the idea is that there's different stages of development, but they're all connected. And that's why they're all connected. They're all connected in the feeling that it gives us, in that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of self-satisfaction, just that feeling of self-awareness of who we are as a people. Because skateboarding is one of the best ways to understand and discover who we are to ourselves and what matters to us to ourselves.
If you were to switch out of the skateboarding industry, what would you switch into?
My career previous to NextLevel Skateboards was I was working in film and television in Vancouver. I worked in film and television for about 15 years and I loved it. I mean, it was great, it was super fun, I made money at it, but I didn't feel exactly fulfilled in that job. And I remember about, maybe 10 years ago, a mentor of mine asked me, what do you really want to do? And, without much thought, I said, well, I would love to go back to my hometown and build a skate park and open a skateboard shop and reintroduce skateboarding to my town. And it wasn't until I was in this shop in this location painting the walls one day when I recalled that conversation, and I remembered having that conversation. And I thought, holy smokes, I really did that. Like that's what they asked, what do you really want to do? And I literally changed my whole life. I left film and television and I ended up back in my hometown, and I built the skateboard shop park with Tara Hassan, and then I started NextLevel Skateboard Shop.
What is your favorite part of owning a skate shop?
My favorite part, I got goosebumps again, but my favorite part of owning a skate shop, I mean, first of all, you don't get rich owning a skate shop. No one opens a skate shop to get rich. You just have to love skateboarding. And what I love about skateboarding and having the shop is seeing people change, having them understand themselves as being one way, and then when they get a skateboard, they understand themselves in a very different way. And skateboarding provides people with an opportunity to learn about who they are. And just seeing someone change and develop and come out of their own shell, I mean, you can't put a price on that. Like when I sell a kid a board and the parent calls me back and says, you know, my kid's doing better in school now, or my kid walks around smiling now, my kid has confidence now. And, you know, that's what really matters. We build better citizens here at NextLevel Skateboards.
What's the most challenging thing of opening a business?
The most challenging thing for me is working with producers and just the business relationships, because, you know, because I'm my own producer, I'll sometimes order, you know, thousands of the same product. I'll design it on the computer. I'll work with a factory or a company, and we'll refine the product, and then we go to production on the product. And sometimes, even after all that work, when the product gets here, it's not exactly perfect. And if that product's not perfect and it doesn't meet the NextLevel standards, I don't feel comfortable selling that product, and so I end up eating that cost. And sometimes that product just goes to sit, or I give it away.
Who's your main market?
So our main market geographically is Antigonish, Pictou, and Cape Breton. Our market is quite broad in that, you know, we have little kids who want to skateboard, and then we have adults and their parents who want to skateboard. And which is a really neat thing about skateboarding, in that it doesn't really have an age range. And it really is for anyone who wants to do it. I guess our biggest demographic are people who want to be better than they were yesterday.
What are your most popular products?
Our most popular products are the boards. We sell a lot of boards. We've gone through thousands of boards, which is just awesome. And then t-shirts, another one that we sell a lot of. And the reason why I feel we sell a lot of boards and sell a lot of t-shirts is because we, again, are our own production. So we are actually able to keep the cost down. So our t-shirts and our boards don't cost as much as the big shops and the big brands, because we don't have the same sort of marketing budget to go for. We don't have the same sort of corporate structure. So all those savings we pass on to the customer as much as possible.
How do you advertise your products?
I advertise my products mostly online through social media. I shoot my own posters, I shoot my own videos. I sponsor some people. I have 3 guys now that I sponsor. Ross Martin, our Lion board. Luke Campbell, I've been sponsoring Luke since he was 12, so that's 18 years I've been sponsoring Luke. And then Dale is another park local, Dale Thomas. We sponsor Dale, and he is just awesome. He's at the park every day, and we sponsor people who are role models. So we want, when kids see these guys that I sponsor, they see them and think, I want to be like that guy. And so we sponsor role models.
What is the future of NextLevel?
The future of NextLevel, I feel, is just going to be expansion. You know, we kept our ship really tight in terms of our marketing, our aesthetics, our product line, and our offering. So we kept everything really tight because we want to be able to do everything really well. And once we get that working really well, then we want to expand. And ideally, I think we have a lot of potential to franchise NextLevel Skateboards out to different communities. just to serve a broader market. And because we do have a great price point, we have a great quality product, and we do have the ability to franchise it out. And even without the franchise, we still distribute NextLevel across Canada and NextLevel footwear. So our boards and our shoes go across Canada currently, and which is pretty cool to know that there's a kid in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and Regina and Ontario and New Brunswick and all over Nova Scotia, using NextLevel skateboards and using NextLevel footwear, and having it all come from one small town in one small shop and from one person is pretty cool.
So I know that you have a skateboarding class. Could you touch on that a little bit?
NextLevel Skateboards started as an online shop, and we offered skateboard lessons to people in the beginning. Those lessons did really well, and people started asking, hey, I didn't buy my board from NextLevel, but can I get a lesson? And I said sure, because I feel if I could teach people how to skateboard, they're going to have a better time skateboarding and they want to show up again. Those lessons did really well in the community, in that people told other people about these skateboard lessons. That word of mouth got all the way to St. FX University. And St. FX University called me one day and said, hey, we have an opportunity to add a new program, and we want to offer skateboarding as an accredited university course. Are you interested? Of course, if I can spread skateboarding and expand skateboarding, I'm going to be there for it. So I said yes, and we're now in our second year of teaching skateboarding at a university level, where people come, they learn how to skateboard, they learn skateboard history, skateboard culture, and they learn the mindset of a skateboarder. And they get accredited courses toward their graduation for that.
So where do you instruct these classes at?
The university skateboarding classes happen mostly at the Antigonish skateboard park. But on a rainy day, we have the classes in the shop here. St. FX did offer a classroom, but I felt that having the students come into the shop here is a more immersive experience for them to be literally around skateboarding. And on their first day of class, we're in the back room, and they get to print their own boards. And and so they get to see the production side of skateboarding, and then they get to be around skateboarding. So we do it at the park and in the shop. I really feel that skateboarding can change a person, a community, and the world if we let it. So this is our interview setup. Over here we have our key light, which is a ring light. Above me here we have what's called a rim light. This is what lights up my head and shoulders. So this being our key light, this over here is our fill light. So this light takes out any of the shadow on my face here. This is where the camera was set up. Ross was standing here just off camera, so my eye line was beside the camera but not right on it. And then we have a second camera back here recording Ross's over the shoulder. And so yeah, this is the whole setup. So we have a light taped to a vacuum cleaner over here. But you don't see that part.